Alright, so I was going through editing the video, and I just realized you cannot hear what I'm saying for half of it, so I'm sorry about that. I don't feel like captioning all of this, and the game was louder than I thought it would. So, yeah. Enjoy the video. Hey guys, today we'll be playing a little roguelike I found called Pathogenic. It's been a little while since I made a video, so hello, I'm back. I'm going to probably be making one of these videos almost daily, so let's get right into it. I've been playing a little bit, and I unlocked almost every class, just because I haven't seen much YouTube on this game. It is split screen co-op if you do want to play it that way. But there's a few different classes. I prefer Fungal Sport. It's just kind of fun. And I really like playing Summoner, if you couldn't tell. It's just my favorite class in almost any game. So all of these that I have on here will summon a melee minion. Just gonna skip the intro. I'll probably leave it in during one of the ones in the future. Knuckles. Alright. Into it. If you notice, I'm only spawning 5 out of 6 of these. That's because I do not have any stamina whatsoever to match how many I'm trying. It just instantly moves it all, but later on it should be able to keep up well. Now, I will say this now before we get into the I am not the best at this, so I will probably not be beating the game today. Oh. Alright, so here's kind of the main gimmick of the game. You get DNA, you evolve, and then you can come here, get stuff. You want to do this? This will be actually pretty good, especially later on. This gives overcharge, which is insanely good. However, I really like being able to fire a large salvo all at once. And this is not allowed that because it unsees stuff, so I do get rid of that typically, which is a horrible move. Don't do that. It's just a bad move overall. I just find it to look better without it. The thing with power that I just got makes attacks reflect enemy projectiles. And in the case of summons, it modifies their attack. I don't really need any of these, so I'm just going to click on this. It modifies their attacks. So these 3 here, when attacking, will now reflect projectiles. These 4 down here have their attacks improved over time. The only reason I'm able to have one of these in this spot is because this is both an internal and external spot. If I try putting it there, it would not work. These little guys here, the little dot enemies, I'm going to probably die to. I don't see them half the time and I just die. It's, as I said, I'm not the best at this. Here's one of the main gimmicks, is the evolution tree. So, every once in a while, you'll get a mutation that modifies your body structure. The amoeba from earlier, if you saw it, the little blue orb, you get to add pieces onto your own and expand how large your character is. With most of the other ones, it's like this. I typically like choosing this one, because I'll show you in just a second. You can get a build going really well with this, because all external spots are all connected to the middle. So you put one main connector there, and everything else will just get stronger. Yeah. Let me test something. So up here, you see how each of these work. That doesn't work. Okay, that's so you're gonna make it for a while now. Okay. Wishing that almost okay. But it is what it is. I just have to change up the build a little bit. This guy summons a bunch of little guys that fight at the same time. I think getting the reflection was the best thing I could have done. Okay. Normally, I would choose this, because that's just really good. However, this is another summon, and I've actually yet to get that on any run for some reason. It's a pretty solid summon. Okay, it does not gain damage over time. However, whenever it kills an enemy, it spawns a stronger version of itself. My knuckles. Just gonna kind of clear through some area as you can. Make sure to pick up the DNA. It will get dropped. Reroll. This is just one of the best in the game. There's no other way around it. It's just really good. All my guys spawn when attacking when I leave a toxic trail. So when this guy latches onto an enemy, I guess you get to see it in action. So whenever they attack, they leave that, which I like calling this the blender. It just does constant damage. This might carry the entire run, or I will die as soon as I reach the boss. And if you see, there's like 4 of the little bacteria guys will spawn in. That's because they throw a lot of enemies and just have spawned. And that's not supposed to happen, but that works. Okay, I got the fight. That guy spawns bombs. That is a bomb, actually. The little cracked-looking rocks is the only way I can really describe them. They are just bombs on the map. That is also really good. Matter of fact, it's better to do this. Yeah. Because now the electricity will spawn the toxins. Wait. Depending on how does this work? Because one of two things will happen here. This will... Yeah, okay. So when there's the toxic trail will reflect projectiles, which is the best it could possibly be, now I think about it. And then the toxins have a chance to cause electricity now, I think? Or it'll spawn from electricity. Yeah, okay, it's talking about the chance to spawn And if you've ever played Terraria, there's a good amount of enemies that are... Okay, that is a lot of bacteria. If you've ever played Terraria, there's a few enemies, not a lot of, that act like the Devourer of Worlds. In which they can split in half if you attack them. How I mentioned getting rid of the overcharge earlier, that relates to this here. I can't use this at all because I got rid of the mitochondria. That's just really good, but does not work in my build at all. More attack speed's always good. I can spawn faster. Because of how slow I spawn stuff, I almost get full stamina back there. Do that travel. Yeah, this build's going pretty well. That is what I've been trying to get for a while now. There's different little objectives you can try to get, just to unlock more pieces. To get these summons that have 6 summons alive at the same time. I did that through the little, the typical virus-looking one, little green one there. It's earlier morning when I'm recording this right now, so my voice will be a little raspy for a bit, but That should get better as the video goes on. I haven't talked much today. Oh. Okay. More life. That is as useless can be for me. I've taken, I think, 1 hit this entire time. Maybe 0. I think I had a shield at one time. At one point, got hit. Maybe we're probably gonna spawn. Nope. Okay. That works. Come right here. Some of these are blocked off like this. You can tell by the reactions over there. I'll send. And this is useless. This heals you. I can't use that. One of them will actually just spawn like 20,000 hearts. It's very good, but this one's kind of bad. If I recycle any pieces, like probably do once or twice. That will make sure that I get more DNA, I fall faster, and give me more money for shops, everything that costs money. I don't know why I'm explaining that one. If you all watched this far, feel free to comment some roguelikes that you might want to play. I got Risk of Rain 2, but I haven't really made any videos on that one. And if there's any like free ones from the next fest that I most likely missed, I tried finding them the other day and it's gone already. Make sure to let me know. I will glad to go watch them. I'll glad to go play them without watching them. One problem with a lot of modern games is there's not much. Why am I blinking? There's not much replayability. Wow, okay, that was this is basically the hero roll this game. This is what I'm talking about earlier. That was a really good build. That was a lot of damage. I think this build might kill the game, or I will die in the liver. I've never made it past the liver so far. I don't know if this game goes past the liver. Is there... I'm realizing I skipped a really important thing in the blood, but that is what it is. Overcharge, refrigerator room. Alright. Normally, this is just like an okay thing to take if you have more than one, but I realized something the other day. You can combine these. I never realized this until, like, I've been playing this game for, like, I think at this point 10 hours, and just never realized that. Stomach. Each area has its own little things, so like the blood cell just kind of had its base game. The last one, they tested, had little like hands that would grab you in there to slow you down. In this one, there's these guys with that damage. Luckily, I don't think I even have to move upon entering a room. It's going pretty well, all things considered. There is one thing I do know about this. For the, I mentioned earlier that I don't have a mitochondria, since I can't use most of the things that take overcharge. I can't use any of them. But one thing I did notice, that I kind of forgot to mention, is that the ones that do take overcharge, I'm going to skip out on this because none of these do the same thing as the one I'm using right now. What I have noticed though, is that, what was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. Dang. Never mind then. Huh. I can't beat what I was saying. Well, In other news, I have a VR. It's not the Steam frame of anything actually good. It's decent. It's the Oculus Quest 1. It was one of, like, I want to say earlier ones made. Basically, before I could switch to Meta, it was a friend of mine's, and then I bought it off him, and then they shut down every single server for it. And after a lot of time, I finally realized that Steam VR is a thing that I can use. More is always good. And I actually can get VR review. So feel free to recommend it if you want to as well. Yes, I'm specifying free because I don't really feel like spending money at the moment. Okay, I don't think that's working anymore. Because, yeah. Oh, but all attacks leave that, so it works for everyone. Never mind. That was a shield heart. I'm grabbing that. It's pretty nice. Okay. This one's nice. That's what I was saying earlier. Okay. So, the way that this works here. Even though it's not connected to anything, and it doesn't have any overcharge, I can still summon. But I can only use it once. So you can still use the one to take overcharge, just only one single time and never again. If you don't have a mitochondria. You can always get a mitochondria mid-game. I just haven't done that yet. Didn't feel like it. I like having more attributes to use instead of just, you know, more attributes, which are these, instead of having mitochondria and abilities. Let's just cycle that now. Probably just gotta cut out this room, honestly. It's actually getting too good. I didn't know. I'll just actually put it off. That was not supposed to happen. Okay. I don't like dealing with these geysers. I get to find out often. So the summon build makes that easy enough. I just throw a bunch of stuff at them and it works. Problem is just these have a very long cooldown, which is probably going to get killed at some point. It's not today. Projectiles, melee attacks, doesn't really affect me, I don't think. I'll just take more weight, that's always a good option. Let's see. That's useless for me. That's also useless for me. I like the way this one sounds, but I am currently listening to my own music in my headphones, so this is going to be useless for me because I cannot hear the music. This one is very nice. However, I'm using summons, so I don't think that'll work. I'll give it a shot. Oh. Nope. Oh, it has to be projectiles. Yeah, that just doesn't work at all. Alright. Did I already go to the shop? Did I skip out on the shop? I did. Okay. DNA is always good. I don't need any more speed. A dash is nice. I really like that one, but here's it before. Don't have any mitochondria. That is nice, but also pretty useless for me. Do I already have that one? I don't. So attacks are, and this one makes it 10 minutes. So if this works, we have made a thundercloud. I'm going to call it. And what I mean by that is the toxin clouds should be electrifying themselves. And if that's the case, then That's going to be a lot of damage. And it does look to be doing that. Yeah, that's going to be really strong. Especially if I close them in. Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be really good. That's a pretty good damage, actually. Yeah, that's pretty well. That went really well. That could be really good, actually. What do I have that I can use? I can't use that. That's actually just useless. That's good. That just costs my minions damage because of how long it takes to summon them. Then I didn't think this through, did I? Does that work? Yeah, but then... Oh, we're just gonna recycle that and call it a day. I did not think that through correctly. And I forgot that it might just not review itself. Into the liver. Alright. Up we go. Yeah, that's some pretty good damage. The screen shake's going a little crazy. This guy. I hate this guy. This grabby guy. He just makes things invincible. Yeah, that's pretty solid. It's gonna be this build is coming together pretty well, honestly. For my first time ever recording this build is going really well. Especially because all of these are melee summons. Whenever they attack, it just summons Thundercloud. So we're just gonna start calling it now. These guys summon, which would be a problem normally. It spawns, I think, explosives. Is this explosive summon? Nope, they're just damage balls. Okay. Yeah. It doesn't matter much because I just throw 500 guys. Yeah, that's pretty good damage. It's a long time. Cool, we found our shop and I took damage. That was a really stupid move. Sick. The only downside of my build right now is I have 0 speed. I cannot move anywhere. But, you know, so that makes up for not having speed is 500 summons to fight for you. Which you could find if that happens. Where dodge cooldown will actually help me move a little faster, as I was just saying. Because that means I can dash more often. Apex units. That's nice, but no overcharge. 4 DNA is always good. I don't need HP. I will put an enhancer on. Let's see. Local redraw rate. Increase toxin size, arc damage, and arc damage. Now let's get more size. That'll make the electricity actually have a larger area as well. And I can't reroll for anything. I'm too broke. You know, I don't know how that didn't hit me. That has pulled me. I did not see it. He is getting smart. Okay. Oh, I like the Binding of Isaac. These are just cursed chests. Take damage. Yeah, that's something. Slow moving orb. A winged harpoon gun. I like these harpoon guns, but I have zero room to put this anywhere. I had room to put that somewhere. What am I doing? I forgot about the spot. Yeah, it is what it is. Build will work the same, either way. It's more simple. Summon a bunch of guys to hit someone. Similar to build you get, probably. If any of you have ever played Terraria, you know classes without a doubt. Melee, Summoner, Mage. I always go Summoner. Because they always either look cool, or my game is I play multiplayer. That's the only reason I play a lot of games. I just play friends. And Terraria is no exception. I play that exclusively when I'm on my friends play. But because of how Terraria works, flying enemies really don't like multiplayer when you're playing modded. And I can't hit anything anymore because the Eye of Cthulhu goes from here to here at a frame, and suddenly to here, and I'm dead now. So I can't really keep up with that. So I go Summoner so that my minions actually can hit stuff while I try to live with the sheer amount of delay. I remember we were playing Terraria Calamity, Devourer of Gods. We were fighting the Devourer of Gods, and I proceeded to watch this thing die on, like, I had Discord open on my right, and I could see, I could watch the boss die as I'm watching that happen. It dies. And I am still at, the boss for me is still at 2/3 of its HP. So, this is not the boss. I thought this was the boss for a second. I got worried. Yeah, I kind of have to play Summoner, otherwise I just can't do much. This is one of the first area bosses. Just one of the mini boss areas. Really good for testing your damage. See any of the blue clouds? That's just if anyone's walking that, they get frozen. This is a pretty solid build. Oh, that's it. I have honestly no idea if y'all can actually hear me over this. It's pretty loud, but hopefully I didn't lower my volume too much. I play on a laptop, and said laptop is set on top of a giant, is like a cooling fan array, just so it doesn't, you know, melt itself. It gets pretty hot. And that fan is probably pretty loud on the microphone, so I lowered my volume a little bit, microphone decibel, and there is a non-zero chance that y'all just can't hear me. I also just turned the fan back on, I realized it's been off, and the laptop is, ow, it's pretty hot. This boss, I have not made it past this boss yet. I have died every time to this boss, and I'm hoping that I can actually beat it with this build. It doesn't move, it just sits there in a giant puddle. But I keep dying to the tendrils it sends out, because they move fast, and I lag a little bit. Or, you know, I just get hit. That was on me. I have 0 HP. Oh, wait, okay, so whenever the tendrils get hit, they move back. That was, I should have ended that with that. Okay. This is further than I made it before. This is good. This is pretty good. I will fully restore HP, that's just better than 1 extra health. I don't need any of these, so you're getting trashed. I don't need that health. Does this game go to the lungs, or is it over? That is the demo. That's our first time actually beating it. Oh. Oh. Okay, that's pretty cool. Well, thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far, feel free to like and subscribe, and leave, I don't know, music or anything you feel like in the comments. See ya.